Who can adopt and how? For individuals to adopt, Missouri law examines the character and ability of a potential parent. Someone seeking to adopt must file a petition in the county in which the person seeking to adopt lives, the child the person wants to adopt was born, the child lives at the time of filing, or where either birth parent lives currently. Birth parents may choose to give up their parental rights, allowing the child to be adopted. Missouri law requires a child to be at least 48 hours old before birth parents can give valid consent to the adoption. Once accepted by the court, the birth parents may not withdraw their consent. People seeking to adopt a child must disclose all adoption-related fees. These fees are disclosed on a required form that gets submitted to the court that discusses all expenses related to adopting the child. If a birth parent does not consent to adoption, adoptive parents must prove consent is unnecessary due to one of the following. 1. The birth parent's rights have been terminated. 2. The birth parent previously consented to the adoption. 3. The birth parent's identity is unknown. 4. A man not established as the father denies paternity. 5. The birth parent has been served with a copy of the petition but is not participating in the process. 6. The birth parent has a permanent condition preventing their ability to care for the child. 7. The birth parent has abandoned or neglected the child for 6 months or 60 days if the child is younger than a year old. If an adoptee is 14 years of age or older, their written consent to the adoption is required. What is the process? Under Missouri law, the adoption process has 2 steps. First is the transfer of legal custody to the adoptive parents. And then the adoption is finalized 6 months later. Before the court issues a final adoption decree, adoptive parents must have lawful custody of the child for at least 6 months. After this period, a final adoption hearing is held to determine if the adoption is appropriate. The social worker who conducted the home study must also make a recommendation to the court. Ways to collaborate with a natural parent. Missouri law also allows for post-adoption contact agreements, also known as PACAs. PACAs are filed in court and treated as enforceable contracts. This contract generally addresses communication between the birth parent and the child after the adoption. What happens next? After all legal requirements are met, the court enters a judgment of adoption. The child's original birth certificate is sealed, and a new one listing the adoptive parents as the birth parent is issued. Adopting a minor child is a permanent decision. After a child is adopted, the child's legal relationship with their birth parents ends, and they are considered the child of their adoptive parents. The adoptive parents are financially responsible for the child for life. Additionally, the child can inherit from their adoptive parents, and the adoptive parents can inherit from them. The birth parents no longer have any rights to the child. This includes contact and receiving information about the child.